Hi, I'm Christy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm here with my fall TBR, all of the new releases that I'm excited for the fall season as well. Let's jump into it. Alright, so I have a list of, I think, over 35 books that I'm excited to get to. So these are going to be new releases for September, October, November, but really just like the ones that are at the top of my TBR for those months, as well as I have a handful that I'm excited to get to, like maybe more backlist reads or ones that I want to get to this fall as well. So I will talk about those ones first. Very excited for today's video. I love the fall season, so I'm very excited to talk about all of these books. Can't wait to read all of these in fall or hopefully get to a lot of them. So let's jump into it. Of course, as always, all the books that I talk about are going to be linked in the description of the video so that if you miss any or want to go back and see the ones I was talking about, add them to your TBR, pre-order some of these new releases. They're all linked below for you with the book title and the author's name as well. So we're going to get into it. Let's go. All right, so the first handful of these are ones, like I mentioned, that are just at the top of my TBR for fall that are either from this year's releases or ones that I've been meaning to get to for a while. All right, first up is Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I'm very excited to get to this one. I think it came out towards the beginning of the year, if I remember correctly, and I know people are very excited. I think this one got picked up traditionally as well, so it might have even been out last year. I honestly don't remember. This is I think it's like dark academia, kind of romantic suspense vibes. I know it's set in Scotland, and I've heard it's just like very atmospheric and kind of sounded perfect to me for kind of fall spooky season. So excited to get to that one. I also have a pack for Autumn by Amelia Emerson. I've been meaning to get to this one for I think like a year now. Very excited. This author is a pen name for Amelia Rossi, which is her mafia romance pen name. And then these she does, I think they're like cozy, maybe like Omegaverse, if I remember correctly. So excited to get to this one. I've heard great things. The cover, the whole vibe of it, just like scream fall. So very excited to check that one out. I have You Again by Kate Goldbeck. This is one that was on my TBR last year. I just never got to it. And I think it has like When Harry Met Sally vibes, if I remember correctly, of people talking about it last year. It sounds really good, and the cover is definitely screaming all the fall vibes. I actually picked this one up recently. I went on a road trip with my family for the weekend in August, and so at an indie local bookstore, they had this book, so I picked it up because I was like, that's the perfect time to read it in fall. So very excited to get to this one. Let me know if you've read this book yet. Then I have Take It or Leave It by Lainey Hatcher. I was actually sent this one last Christmas. I saw a note in here from a friend that I got it for Christmas last year. Very excited to get to this one. I've heard great things. This author writes, I think, like small town, maybe more cozy vibes. I think this is the one that is set at an apple orchard. That just like screams everything that I love. I love like everything apple, so I'm very excited to get to this one. If it has any like apple orchard, apple cider donuts, any of that type of vibe, I'm going to be all over it. So very excited to get to this one this fall season. I have If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. This one was, I think it came out last year, and then it has been traditionally published. So it just got republished in September. Excited to check this one out. This is the one where I can't remember if it's set in the 90s or people just said it also gave them like a Gilmore Girl vibes. Either way, I'm excited because both of those things I love. The cover is stunning, so excited to check this one out. Then I also have on my TBR Do Your Worst by Rosie Danan. So this is an author that I have read off and on for years now, I think. And this is just one of her newer releases that I haven't read. I think it came out last year, at least. So I'm excited to get to it because I've heard great things from friends. So I put that one on my TBR for fall as well. All right, and then I think all the rest of these are going to be new releases. So I have them broken up by September, October, and a few for November as well. So I'm just going to quickly tell you when they come out and why I'm excited about them pretty much, because a lot of these I don't really know too much. I just know like the basics, tropes, the basic vibes. So I'm excited to get to them. If you want to see even more of their blurbs or anything, like I said, they're all linked in the description of the video. You can also go pre-order them as well to help out those authors ahead of time. So I'm excited. Let's jump into it. Of course, as always, my kind of seasonal anticipated releases are just like I mentioned, the ones I'm really excited for. So if you want to see even more new releases for the month, I know I just had my September reading plans, like September new releases video come out. So that has all of these plus even more September releases. So each month for October, November, I'll do the same as well and include like more releases for each of those months. But these are the ones that I'm just like top of my TBR. I can't wait to get to. So let's hop in. First one is By the Horns by Ruby Dixon. Excited to get to this one. This is a sci-fi kind of monster romance. I love this author. I've been reading her for years. This is the second book in her Artifacts Guild or something like that guild, and I'm excited to get to it on September 2nd. We also have on September 2nd A Land So Wide by Erin A. Craig. This author, I have read majority of her books, I think maybe all of them, and I just love them. They're very like atmospheric, usually like kind of lighter gothic vibes, paranormally type of vibes. I'm excited to get to them. I love her books so much. On September 2nd as well, we have Every Step She Takes by Alison Cochrane. This is a sapphic romance, another author that I think I've read all of her releases. I just love them and I can't wait. On September 9th, we have Wildcard by Elsie Silver. Very, very excited for this one. This is the fourth, I think, final book in the Rose Hill series. Very excited. I didn't really love book 1, but book 2 and 3 in this series I loved, so I'm excited. I think this one is X's dad, if I remember correctly. Small town. I'm excited to see what Elsie does with those tropes. September 9th as well, we have The Honeycrisp Orchard Inn by Valerie Bowman. This one I'm actually in the middle of reading an arc of it right now when I filmed this video early, so very excited. This is out September 9th, and this is usually she's a historical romance author, but this is the first time I'm picking her up, so she's been on my kind of radar for a while. But this is giving like small town, every like fall cozy vibe you could imagine. It's basically an apple orchard and an inn, like a bed and breakfast that the heroine's parents own. She has to go back there to help them out after losing her boyfriend and her job, and so she's back in her small town. And the hero, his family owns the orchard part of this kind of like combined inn orchard situation, and so it kind of goes from there. Very cutesy. Every like fall trope, every fall thing you can imagine is in this book. I'm loving it. We have A Ghost Business by Jen DeLuca on September 9th. This is one that is very much giving like fall, spooky. I think it has to do with like ghost tours. I read the first book in the series last year when it came out, and I'm excited to check out another one from this series. We have People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young on September 9th, one of my most anticipated for the season. Very excited. I love all of this author's books. I've read them all. They're just always so like emotionally packed and just so good, but like kind of like low angst as well. Very excited. I love the cover. Can't wait. We have The Most Unusual Haunting of Edgar Lovejoy by Roan Parrish out on September 9th. I think this is an MM romance. I have read a handful of books from this author as well and really enjoy, so gonna check that one out. And the whole cover is just like giving fall vibes. We have The Gingerbread Bakery by Lori Gilmore out on September 11th. This is the 5th book in her Dream Harbor, very like cozy small town series. I read them all, really enjoy the series. It's just so cutesy, so like found family, small town, just like a fun time. So I'm excited to check that new one out. September 23rd, we have Tourist Season by Bryn Weaver. This is a new book from this author. I have read her Ruinous Love trilogy in the past, had a good time with those, and I think this is another like kind of like darker comedy, serial killer type of romance. So I'm excited to get to that one. We also have Bad for Business by Kat Singleton on September 23rd. This is the second book in her kind of country club series, which I loved the first book in the series, so I'm excited. She always usually does like billionaires as well as like heroes down bad for the heroines, so I cannot wait to get to this one. September 24th, we have Rising Rain by Tessa Hale. This is the third and final book in her Wolves of Crescent Creek series, which is Why Choose Wolf Shifters, kind of like paranormally fated mates vibes. Very excited. I love her books so much. I've read them all, and this is the final book in this trilogy, so I cannot wait to see how the book ends, or this whole like trilogy ends. I am so excited. September 26th, we have The Fang Arrangement by Sarah Blue. Very excited for this one. I read her book last year that came out in this series, which was The Marriage Hex. Love that. It was like a witch and a wolf kind of pairing, and this one I think has to do with a vampire. I'm gonna guess by the Fang situation, and I'm just excited to get back into this kind of world with these characters. Cannot wait. The cover is stunning. September 30th is Soul Searching by Lila Sage, one of my most anticipated for the season. Very excited. I think it has to do with like a ghostly, paranormally type of vibes. The cover is a stunning knockout, so I can't wait. We have The Lost Story of Ava Fuentes on September 30th by Chanel Cleaton. I love her historical fiction books, have read them all, and very excited for this new one from her. It was supposed to come out in the summer and it got pushed back, so I cannot wait. We have also on September 30th, Crazy in Love by Laura Pavlov, book 4 in her Rosewood River small town series. Love the found family in this series so much. Then we have The Earl That Got Away by Diana Quincy on September 30th. This is a historical romance. It's been a couple years since this author published, and so I'm very excited for this new one in this series. I read the first book a couple years back, so very excited. I love her historical romances. We have Bitter Burn by Sierra Simone out on September 30th. I think this is the final book in the trilogy of this kind of like throuple situation. I don't know if they're going to be MFM or if they're going to be MMF at the end of this whole thing, but I'm excited. This is actually my favorite Sierra Simone series, so I've been loving them and I can't wait. This one's on my TBR as well for fall because it just sounds really fun. So this is The Nanny's Handbook for Magic and Managing Difficult Dukes by Amy Rose Bennett. This is out on September 30th, and it's described as cozy fantasy historical rom-com. So I've read this author's historical romances before and they're always fun. So this one just sounds like a cozy, cutesy, fun time for fall. So it's on my TBR. Love the cover. It's out on September 30th. And now we're going to be jumping into the October releases. So the first one on October 7th that I'm excited for is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I love her books. I've read them all and I cannot wait. I've been reading her since she was indie. I love her books so much. So this is like, I think it's kind of like paranormally, but also mixed with, I think, holiday Christmas time. I'm excited. I cannot wait. The cover, stunning. Next is And Then There Was the One by Martha Waters. So this one's out on October 14th. This is a historical romance author that I've read in the past and love her historical romances or had a good time with them. And And this is a new one from her where it is a cozy murder mystery historical romance set in the 1930s. All of that like mashed together. Very excited. It sounds super cute. Kind of like a spin on an Agatha Christie title, which I love how she made it like, and then there was the one. So I'm excited to get to that one. September 21st, we have a couple. So the first one is The Devil She Knows by Alexandria Belfleur. Love this author's books to pieces. I've read them all. This is a sapphic romance, I believe. And I think one of the characters is literally like a demon or the devil, and it has like paranormal vibes. So I'm here for it. I love the like kind of pink and red cover. I'm very excited to get to this one. I actually have an arc of it, so I need to get to it soon. Then we have Secret Haven by Catherine Cowles on October 21st. Very excited. This is this book 6 now? Yes, the final book in the Sparrow Falls series. I can't believe this series is over. Small town, kind of like romantic suspense vibes, found family, amazing, immaculate. I've given every book 5 stars in this series, and I'm so excited for this final book because I'm obsessed with the couple since like book 1, so I cannot wait. We have Half-Light Harbor by Samantha Young on October 23rd. I think this is a new series. I want to say it's called like the Scottish Isles or something. This author is from Scotland, and she always writes books set in Scotland as well. I love her books. I've read her for probably like, I don't know, a decade at this point. Love her book so much. She always has stunning, stunning, stunning people covers, so love that. And then we have October 25th, The Wrath of the Fallen by Amber V. Nicole. I am obsessed with the Book of Azrael series, or I guess it's technically called like the Gods and Monsters series. I'm obsessed. I refer to it as Book of Azrael because that's the first book. This whole series is following, like you can't just jump in at this book, you have to read them in order because it's following like the same characters throughout this like overarching plot. And in here, this is like if you want like actually morally gray characters, the hero, the heroine, everybody, they're all that. And it's so good, it's so addicting, I cannot wait. One of my favorite fantasy romance series, so this is going to be book 4. Then on October 28th, we have The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. This one I'm very excited for. I have read, I think, almost all of this author's books. Love them to pieces, atmospheric, just like a good time. And I just love the kind of like descriptiveness, whimsy of her books. I feel like you just get pulled in immediately, and I am obsessed, so I cannot wait. And then the last one for October on my TBR is Claiming the Princess by Cherish Michaels. This is an author that does historical romance, and hers are always just like low angst, cozy, cute fun. So I'm excited to get to this one from her. Then I have just 2 for November because kind of going that far out kind of gets less into books that have been announced already. But these 2 are traditionally published. They've had their release dates. I'm excited to get to them. So the first one is The Seven Rings by Nora Roberts. This is the 3rd book in her Brides trilogy. The first book was Inheritance, which I love, one of my favorite Nora books. So I'm excited for the final book in this trilogy. Very like atmospheric and paranormal type of vibes because there is these kind of like curse going on with this family with brides not making it after their wedding day. So I'm excited to get to this one and see how this whole like trilogy ends. And then Brimstone by Callie Hart is out on November 18th. Very excited for this one. It's the follow-up, the 2nd book after Quicksilver, which was one of my favorite fantasy romances last year. So I actually want to reread Quicksilver and then hop into Brimstone again, and I cannot wait. Out on November 18th, and I'm so excited. All right, so those are all of my fall reading plans. A few backlist books, but a lot of new releases that I'm excited for the next 3 months of the year as well. My most anticipated fall releases. I cannot wait. Definitely let me know in the comments if you're going to be reading any of these as well. If there's any fall books that you are dying to get to, definitely drop those in the comments as well for me. I would love it to know. Like I mentioned, I have all the books in the description of the video, so if you miss any, want to go back and pre-order them, add them to your TBR, they're all listed below for you to check out. So definitely go and do that. And if you'd rather leave me an emoji in today's comments to let me know that you watched this video, leave me some fall leaves for the You Again cover, as well as just like all of these books are giving fall vibes. So leave me some fall leaves in the comments. Sorry, had to go there with that pun. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!